This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, just give me 1 second. Let me start sharing my screen and let me know when you guys see the VS Code.
It's
Do you guys see it? Okay,
yes.
perfect. So, Tushar, did you try the assignment yesterday? So far, I didn't hear anybody.
No, Ankit, actually, today I was little bit busy.
Okay, everybody seems to be busy on a Friday, huh? All right, no worries. Oh, Abdul says yes. Abdul, you got to speak up, my friend. I hardly check the chat.
I think today is holiday for you, right, Ankit?
Yeah, it was yesterday also. It is a long weekend for me, but I'm working because I am working on an
Thanksgiving.
installation.
Ankit, you are working on cloud or
What was your question, Ravi? Come again?
working on cloud or big data or Python?
Only Python, you can say,
Oh, okay.
out of those three. I mean, I work for Oracle, and you might assume I might work on cloud also, but I work for a telecom division in Oracle. So even though our product is based on it's a virtual product, but I hardly work on that. I work on hardware boxes still. So yeah.
It's T-Mobile, huh? Or because that is
No,
only
it's not
famous.
T-Mobile. So what happens is, so the company and the product that I work for is basically a box which sits in front of every major service provider. So you call it T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, whoever you want. And
Oh,
I don't know if you guys have, I'm sure most of you guys would have iPhones, right? So iPhone, I think 7, or maybe it was 8, I don't remember the exact one. They were the first ones who came out with a feature where you can actually call using VoLTE. There used to be a option inside your settings. So I worked on that particular feature with a lot of people. So
also
my
we have.
major domain is VoLTE. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, go ahead, Ravi.
Actually, right now we are having LTE, like that VoLTE is there, right?
Yeah, that's my field, voice over LTE. Well, actually, in US now, even VoLTE is gone. Going now. It's all 5G. So that is one advantage of working in US, that you always get to work on the latest technology. So I'm starting to work in 5G now, and 5G involves a lot of um, the cloud and other stuff. So I'm actually also parallelly learning myself about DevOps, and I'm trying to get into data science as well, but most on the machine learning perspective. So a lot of
Okay.
NumPy, SciPy, and all those things, yeah. But that has nothing to do with my work. I mean, my work is completely different. I am actually responsible for 10 of my biggest customers, and so I'm kind of a dedicated person for them. If they have any issues, well, they have almost all the time issues. I'm like the first point of contact, and I try to assess their architecture and then see what could be done better, and then make a small architecture in my team and try to help them out with a better solution. That's in a nutshell what I do. So there I use a lot of Python for automating stuff. I do a lot of automation actually. My almost 90% of my job is automation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but nowadays, like after Corona, only telecom and medical customers are like we are getting a lot of projects. Actually.
Well, not really, man. So every software industry is still not having any crashes or anything
That's
like
major
that. So
impact is not there much.
yeah, major
No,
impact is not on us.
field we have Ankit actually, and mechanical and MFG manufacturing is having a lot of things, I think.
Of course,
And
yes.
going to
I missed that part. Yeah, that is a part of engineering too, even civil also, right? So yes, things like that which are directly impacted by person interaction and sort of those stuff.
No, but now it's almost recovering. We can say that.
Yeah,
but
you never know, Tushar, and especially with US, it's I think it was poorly handled in US, if I can say. Although I'm not saying it's just my
Yeah,
personal political view. I hate to talk about stuff like that, but since Ravi brought it up. Anyways,
yeah.
guys, so yeah, it's a tough time is all I can say, and we all know. But this is the best thing. I told myself when this year started, okay, now we are stuck at home, and what can be done, and things like that. So I thought, okay, let me start learning. So I would suggest this is the best time for us. I know not for everybody. Learn, give certifications. There's a certification in Python also, by the way, if you want to do it. I don't know if it will make a lot of sense or not, but you should do AWS certifications if you are already not certified. I am not. I was like away from cloud, and like I was saying in my first class, right? I thought I'm pretty good now. I'm an architect. I don't have to worry about it, but it's wrong concept. Or everybody has to keep continue learning. And AWS is the leader in the cloud, as everybody knows. So
Yes,
it's always a
last
good
month only
idea.
I did.
Oh, you did it? Good, good. How was it? Is
Yeah,
it easy? Tough?
yeah, a little bit tougher, but need to
Yeah.
do a lot of practice.
Yeah.
Hello?
I think Tushar, I need your help on this. I am also doing.
Yeah, no problem. I will be there. You can ping me anytime.
Yeah, I think your
So,
number.
Ankit, you are working on database side as well? Basically, I am working on Oracle database. I am an Oracle database administrator. I think Ankit voice is not there. Hello?
Tushar, I think Ankit voice is.
Yes, Ankit voice.
You guys, can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you
Ankit,
guys
your
hear me
voice is.
now?
Yeah, it's now audible.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't know when it. Why is this happening? I don't even know. I'm sorry about that, guys. So yeah, I was saying, Tushar, most people think that when I say I work for Oracle, but you would be surprised. In my entire 16 years of career, I've never worked on a database because
Yeah.
mine is a telecom dominant, predominantly whole telecom, and like Ravi was saying, right, mostly VoLTE and stuff, VoIP and stuff. So yeah,
Because
actually,
mine is also the telecom client. Okay. Yeah,
okay, okay.
it's
Yeah, this the
Amdocs.
go-to meeting and stuff like all this stuff
Yes,
is
yes.
what works on VoLTE and stuff. I mean VoIP and stuff. So I work for these. But I know I started learning about databases when I started learning Python because Python is great with all the databases. So
Yeah.
especially the modern day MongoDB and Cassandra and all those stuff, they work really well with Python. That is like the need of the hour if you want to go towards data science. It's a long journey. I mean, it's not something
So
you
you're
can.
working, you're learning those R programming and that thing. No?
I want to learn R and Scala, but I'm not there yet. So now I'm actually trying to. So I was on the path of learning machine learning and artificial intelligence. I was doing some self-learning, and I did like half of it, and then I started losing interest in it. So then I went in towards DevOps side. So right now I'm learning DevOps because I got a project also at my work which would need some of DevOps knowledge. So I thought let me start with that.
But
Okay, so we
I
can
think.
parallelly learn the DevOps now because we are
Yeah,
also learning
I
the
heard
DevOps itself.
you guys are in Vamsi's group, right? I've
Yeah,
heard he's
yeah,
good. He's a great trainer. I haven't
yeah, yeah.
taken his class, but yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
he's teaching
Tushar,
at the.
when is the class for DevOps?
Sorry.
When is the class for DevOps?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
there is class
so
for DevOps.
check out with Harsha Ravi. He runs
Yeah.
a batch of many classes, not just he even has a Python paid version also. This is a free version because I'm doing it. Like I said initially, also I have no tie up with him or anything, but he has a big school and there are so many things, DevOps and whatnot. So check with him. He might be able to get you in the new batch or whenever that batch is starting. But of course, those are paid and all. Nothing is free. Yeah, other than this one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the way,
But
my friend Tushar,
I
that
think you are
yeah,
learning
Ravi.
data science, right? So I think Python and R are kind of a see if you want if you know Python, okay, you can do data science. So I feel, but when I come to like I came to know like small thing about the data science. R and
Mhm.
Python are two kind of a branches only, but both we can do data science in Python or in R. But people who are good in programming they go for Python, but people who are not good in programming they learn the algorithms for R and it's equal to learning Python something I feel.
See, the data science is a huge field. It's just not just two words, data science. It's a big field. So it depends what you want to go for. If you're trying to do
Okay.
machine learning and artificial intelligence, which are a subfield of data science, then you do not need to know all these extra stuff. I mean, Python is more than enough. And the reason Python is better because Python has been there for so many years. So you know what? There's somebody who's already written a Python package for something. So that's the reason Python is vast. But if you want to go for data mining and all those stuff, there's a data science involved, I think 10 or 12 fields. So if you want to go on those stuff, then I think R and Scala helps because they are more faster. Or I mean, I haven't learned them, so I don't want to give false information. But you're right. Whatever we can do with R and Scala, you can still do it with Python. So it's more of a matter of choice, also, I guess. And because most people are completely good with Python now, so they want to go with Python. But of course, once you understand and master one language, learning any other language becomes easy. It's just merely syntax. The main thing is logic. You have to start applying logic. That's all.
Actually, in the market, people are like, they don't know what is data science, which is good. They are going with data science. They are not. They are ending up with nothing to learn actually. So people are going with fashion kind of a thing, going the data science something. So
Yeah,
just
that's
I
true.
want, yeah, I think learning all 6 algorithms, and they are saying that I know data science. They learn the 6 algorithms which was there in R, and they apply, and they think that is a data science.
See, that is a problem with almost everybody, right? Even me, I don't know about you, we have had been in one such instance in my life. I remember when I started, I was fresh out of college and I said, oh, I know C++ very well, put anything and I will break it. And you guys won't believe I had a training. I started with Infosys. It's a good company in India and they give you a training and all. And I was the topper in the training and everything. And then day one comes and my lead gave me an assignment. It was a very simple assignment. See, I never forgot it. It's 15 years, 16 years back. He
So
asked me
I
to
think
fix
you.
a defect. But the problem,
Okay.
no, I'm coming to what you're saying. The problem is there's one thing learning. You can say you know this, but there's one thing implementing. When it comes to implementation, right? Everything goes for a toss. Believe me. I mean, whoever is fresher, and I'm not trying to put pressure on them. It's just like you need to practice more. And then once you practice, so that's what happened with me. First 3 months, it was tough for me. And then told myself, okay, I wasn't living in a bubble, just like you're saying, right? Everybody thinks I know five algorithms and I'm a master in data science. That's what I used to think. I know this soups in C++, I'm a master in C++, but no, implementation, when it comes to implementation, it's a lot different. So the best thing is, that's why I was sharing some resources in my first session. Ravi, you were not there. There are free websites, basically free material where you can go and start practicing. The more you
Oh,
practice, the more you become better, and that is how you are able to face the real world challenge. See, right now we are using simple examples, Ankit, Tushar, but in a real world you won't have these things, right? And you might not
yes.
even have the liberty to write that whole 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 thing, what we're able to do. So that's the whole idea, and that's what I was trying to explain Najam also yesterday. You can understand basics with very simple things, but the basics become problem when you start applying in your real day-to-day life. So practice, guys. There's so many websites which offer you free data, and I don't know the trend in India right now, but in US, the big companies like Amazon and Google, they have started even valuing this. So there's a uh, and this is too early for now, but um, there are websites like HackerRank. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, and Hacker Moon. So if you put your profile there, you start. They throw challenges at you basically, depending on mm, your uh, uh, your own where you are. Maybe you're a new user or you're an advanced user. You select that, and then if you start solving those puzzles and those tasks, right? Then your rank keeps bumping up. So nowadays in US, Amazon and Google and Facebook and all the big companies have started even looking at those. If you want to make a good profile and get into these big companies, then that is the way to go. But believe me, those are not easy challenges. So you have to start practicing with simple ones and then go there. But HackerRank, remember guys, hackerrank.com, it's very good if anybody of you has your aim to get into any of the big fives. So try that. And yeah, this is the way you learn your stuff better. All right,
Okay.
enough of Gyan today. I didn't want it to, but that was a good discussion, Ravi. So what I was saying was I'm going to give you guys more time. I actually thought about it. I did not do it, but it could be a little difficult. So unless you guys come out with a better idea, but there are 3, 4 ideas in my mind the way we can do this. What Ravi wanted the output. But I wanted you first to think about it. So think about it, and then we'll talk about it on Monday. But we might have to take it up again later. So guys, I'm pretty much done with the basics of lists. There is still a lot of stuff to be covered in lists, for example, list comprehension and other things. But I'm leaving that right now and we'll come back to it. The reason is you guys don't know functions and for loops as of now. So let's not complicate things. Let's take one by one. All right. So before I go out of lists, I have a quick question for you guys, and let's see how you guys do. Where did that? Okay, here it is. So you guys said you understood the concept, right, of this one. No, this is list one plus list two. Where is my list? Okay, it's this one. Nested list, right? So let's see how much you understood. I'm defining a new list x1 equal to this, okay? And now I do this. Ravi, Namrata. Sorry guys if I spell anybody wrong. It's not intentional. Do you think if I do now print list x1, do you think it will print? Do you think it will be an error? What do you guys think?
It will print.
Okay, so somebody says, I think it's Tushar says it will print.
Yes.
Does anybody think it will be an error? Nobody thinks it's an error. Okay, let's see. Yep. So the point being, nested list can go to any amount of time, any amount of, there's no limit on it. You can take 3, like we took 3 here, right? You can take 4, you can take 5, doesn't matter. But now is the bigger question. And Tushar, again, sorry, but I don't want you to answer. If I wanted to print Namrata, what would be my statement here? How can we print it? Nobody? Come on, guys. You guys said you understood
3
it.
of 4. 3 of 1.
3 of 1. Okay. I don't even know. I have to check. Okay. So there's one option, 3 of 1. Anybody else thinks could be something else? Abdul, what do you think?
I can still am thinking.
Okay. So nobody wants to take a stab? Okay. Tushar, what do you think?
Yeah, it's 2, 4, 1.
Let me write it up here. He says 2, 4, 1. Okay. Does anybody agree with Tushar?
No.
Okay, at least I got a no. That's good. Who was that guy?
Even I'm assuming that it is 2 of 4 of 1. Not sure if it is
Yeah,
accepted
so
or not.
2,
Just,
4, 1, you're saying Namrata, right?
yeah.
Okay. So I think whoever said 2, 4, 1, right? Tushar and Namrata, and there was one more person. So you guys are saying basically because of this 0, 1, this is 2, and then this is 3, but 4 is this guy, right?
Within that sub list, we are calling that sub list, and inside that sub list.
Yeah. In 2 we have a list. So
Yeah.
in that 4 is the one. 4 is one more list.
Okay.
In that
So you're saying
one.
now 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 0, 1. Is that what you guys are saying?
Yes.
That
Yes.
sounds right also. That is correct. So let's see. Let's make sure we are on the right track. That's correct. So guys, the 3, 1 also was not a bad answer. I initially, when I was learning, I also think the same way, because you think it's 0, 1, and then this is 2, and this is 3. The whole element is 3. but that is not correct. The whole element would have been 3 if I would have closed this here. Then 3, 1 would have been the right answer. But that is like 2 lists within a list, and that is also possible. And then 3, 1 would have been the right answer. But the thing here is that I made it purposely, sorry, the list inside another list. So now this list becomes a part of this list, just like the way this list is part of the bigger list. So again, 0, 1, this whole list is 2, ending at Abdul. That's why we have 2. Now you're saying you want this guy. So let's see where this list starts. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's why the second one, 4. Now within this list, 0, 1, 2. We asked for Namrata, so 1. That's why 2, 4, 1. So this is the way, the more list you start nesting inside, these will keep increasing. It is as simple as that. And you just follow the same logic, whether it's inside or whether it's outside. So my second question would have been the 3, 1, but you already gave that answer, so I explained it. So just remember that, just remember this, guys. This is also an interview question. Generally, they give you this 3-level thing, and most people answer that 3, 1 answer. So be very careful about it. That when follow these, basically, where are these getting, finished? So if this is inside this list, then it is considered as a nested list. Just remember that, guys. So good job on whoever gave me the right answer, and I think the rest people have to practice more. So let me go ahead and talk about tuples, because like I said, we'll come back to list when we are talking about other stuff. So what is a tuple basically? So if I had to explain you what a tuple is, it's pretty much similar to what have we learned so far. And like I can say it's similar to list in the sense that it's an sequence of data, like we said, right? See, a string is a sequence of data, list is a sequence of data, same way. So tuples is also a sequence of data, which is basically which also allows duplicate numbers, just like list did. The only thing is you cannot change anything in it. While in in list, you can change. So remember we spoke about mutability and immutability. It's the same thing. So tuples are immutable. So again, it's basically a collection of some data sets or a collection of a sequence of data. Could be numbers, characters, whatever you want. It also allows duplicate numbers. That's the important thing, which is just like list. But the only difference is you cannot change a value within a tuple. That is the most important thing. So, and actually, let's go ahead and see some stuff in action. So there are 2 ways actually you can define a tuple. So simple way is using this, that is your first way, equal to and the operator, and then by giving the keyword tuple is another way. So that's more like what have we seen so far, typecasting, right? Whatever you guys call it as typecasting. Basically, when you want to check the type of any variable, you just convert it into int or float or list or tuple or string. So that's another way, just like we saw the str function also. So these are the 2 ways that we can define a tuple. So I was saying they are immutable, right? So that means we cannot change values in the tuple, but we can change the values in a list, right? We have seen that. So let's take an example. Let me use tuple1 equal to, give me some ideas, guys. What do you want? I'm sick and tired of using my name. Sriram. Where is Sriram? He just completely vanished since last 3 days, right?
Yeah, I think he.
Some other work he is having, but don't know what
Okay. Okay, so I have this. So guys, again, just a refresher. If you do this, the same thing, it doesn't matter what you give the name. Just because I gave tuple1, that's a variable name. It doesn't mean, yeah, it doesn't mean that this becomes a tuple. So if I were to go ahead and do this type of tuple one, what do you guys think would be the answer? Class list, because we are defining it using square brackets. So until you give using this round brackets, it is not considered as a tuple. Now let's see what happened. Oh, okay, it's taking time. Class tuple, see, I did not change the variable name. So it doesn't matter what is on your left side of your equal to operator. It completely depends on the right side of the argument, whatever you're giving, whether you're giving curly braces or square braces. So remember that, guys, the name doesn't matter here. Now I'm saying, can I do this tuple? Okay, first of all, how can I access Namrata? Can anybody tell me? So if I wanted to print just Namrata, so let me first go ahead and print the whole tuple. So simple, print tuple one. Okay, I get printed as a tuple. Now, if I wanted just to print Ravi or Namrata from it, let's say Namrata, what do I do using the tuple variable? Simple, same concept, guys. Indexes. Nothing
0, 1, 2
changes.
left.
Yes,
Yes.
nothing changes. So it's 0, 1, 2. Just like what we've been seeing. See?
Yeah.
So indexing, that's why I was saying all the time, right? Indexing is a very important concept, and so is slicing, because they don't go away. Now I'm saying, can I do this tuple one of, we saw Namrata was at 2, right? Can I change it to Siva? And now if I try to
No.
print tuple one, see, I get an error. Tuple does not, a tuple object does not support item assignment. Again, remember we saw this in strings. Assignment here means that you're trying to add a value or overwrite a value which already exists. So again, what does this prove? That tuples are immutable. And that is the only difference, or that is one of the major difference between tuple and list. So just remember this, guys. Sometimes they ask you in basic interview questions also. They will give you a thing like this and they will ask you what is the output. Again, somebody's pinging on the chat. Oh, Najam is back. He's saying no. Okay. Thank you, Najam.
It means tuple also supporting that heterogeneous data types and those things.
Yes, so you're right. It can still be, let me go ahead. It can still have 456, 80.9, whatever. I'm just making up numbers, guys. And let's see. See? Right? It even also supports this also, having duplicates. So Ankit is covered twice, 4 and 5 is covered twice. See, it is printing twice. So sets are the only ones that do not allow duplicates. Yeah, we'll see maybe tomorrow when we go there. But yeah, it's a heterogeneous data type as well.
Yeah. So Ankit, what about nested tuple?
Yeah, we'll go there, Siva. Let's go step by step. So everything is same, just like I said, as a list. It's nothing. So Siva and Najam, I understand you guys have good idea about the language, and I would request you, if you have any questions like this, so please wait for the flow to happen. Of course, I'm not going to start anything with a tuple and a tuple, right? When I'm just telling what a tuple is. So I understand some things are a repeat for you, but that's how it is going to be. I want everybody to understand. There are people who are completely freshers. So just be wary about that fact. All right. So if I were to give this now, tuple, what do you guys think will happen? Oops, sorry.
I think normal tuple is still between them.
So you're saying like this, the same way?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else wants to take a stab?
No, Ankit Sriram it will print.
It will print Sriram. Okay.
Ankit Sriram. Ankit
Ankit
Sriram.
Sriram.
0, 1.
Okay. 0, 1
Yeah.
you're saying. Okay. So you're
Yeah.
saying because the step value is 1? Is that why you're saying?
Yeah. At the end
Okay.
is 1, right? 0, 1. Yeah. I
Okay.
thought it is Ankit and Sriram.
Yeah, but okay, let's see. I don't think so though.
Oh, okay.
So what does it say?
2 double colon.
Yes. So
2
first of
double
all,
colon.
the
Yeah.
thing what your logic was not right, because there are two tuples. So remember, the first one is start,
Yeah.
second is end. That's why I said
Yeah.
there's a step value of 1. So even if we go by that logic, Ankit and Sriram won't be printed. So what Tushar said is right. It would go like this. But the reason I brought this up is this is not supported in tuples. Just remember that.
Oh,
So
all right.
if I were to give just this now, do you think, or let me make it even better. So where is my tuple 1? 0, 1, 2, 3. If I gave this, do you guys think this will work? Okay, let's run it and see for ourselves. It says type object is not subscriptable. It is actually. So nobody is pointing out a mistake that I'm doing. I
Okay.
said, right, it is pretty much
Bracket.
similar
Bracket.
to
That
Bracket.
tuple one is the variable name.
Bracket.
exactly.
Yeah, tuple one.
Oh,
That is a simple thing.
yeah.
See? So now it is printing till Ravi. So let me go back. Do you think now this will work? Let's not give 4 here. Let's give 1. It will, and it'll be the same output what Tushar was saying. See, the whole tuple is printed exactly like that. If I give -2 here, oh, I already ran it. Sorry. So let's say I want to do this. Can anybody tell me the output? Will it be error? Will it be something? Najam, you want to try?
I think you'll get Sriram. That's it.
You're saying we'll get Sriram. That's it. Okay. I haven't done it myself, but let's see. So you're saying that. Anybody else?
Will be like that. That Ankit, then what is that?
So Tushar says
-2.
Ankit and
Ankit,
which
then
one?
4, then again -2. That's 6. Again 4,
Okay.
and it
Okay.
will stop.
Okay.
That 4
That's
will
what.
be not printed. There till 6 only.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Ankit 4 and 6 you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, I haven't done it myself. Let me also do it. By the way, anybody else thinks anything else? Let me know.
I think it will start from Ankit, Sriram, Namita, Ravi, and 4. And from there, it will start from -2. That means Namita again it will print.
So you're saying only Namrata would be printed. Okay. So we
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
3 people saying 3 different things. Anybody else wants to take a stab before I run it?
Maybe
Yeah.
Sriram.
So
Okay,
maybe I
another
did
one
a.
for Sriram. Yeah,
No,
Najam.
I'm
Sriram.
saying either Sriram or Namrata will be printed. Maybe I did a mistake because 4. So if we put the second value as 4, that means it's gonna start from 3. 3 minus 2. So we're gonna get Sriram or Namrata. I'm not 100%
Ankit.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Ankit, just again. That step LS2 means that Ankit, then
No. Tushar,
80.9.
don't
Okay.
explain the answer. Oh, I thought you were saying explain
Okay.
the
Okay.
answer. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead. If you want to change it, go ahead.
Yeah, means that step LS2, so 80.9 that instead of 4.
Okay. I thought, sorry, you were trying to explain the answer.
No, no.
Okay.
And then again 2 and then 4. Yeah, that 4, 6 will be not there. Just 80.9 till that only.
So you're saying 6 won't be there. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I haven't run it, but I think the closest answer is this guy. But this is also not the right answer. Do you want to take another stab, Tushar?
Just say, let me check it.
Sure. Okay, let's run it and
Okay,
see.
no, okay, that's that.
Okay. So the answer is Ankit 4 and 6.
Yes,
So everybody's confused again. I thought everybody understood this concept the other day. Okay, now can anybody explain me the answer? Looking at the answer.
okay, sorry, that step value is -2. I am considering it as -3.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's what happens,
So
guys. The moment I
yeah,
make
yeah.
it bigger, it becomes confusing. And just the reason I did not write at 0, 1, 2, 3 and -1, -2, that's why you're getting confused. So it's
Yes,
always
yes.
good to, write it down. So Tushar, at least your logic was right. I know you messed up the step value. But see, this is what
Yeah.
happens, guys. You are going again in this direction. The first thing I taught was the moment you see a negative step value, forget this direction. You're going in the y-axis, which is right to left. So this can never be the answer. I mean, this can be the answer but the point is we're going from this side. You guys are starting right here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then doing -2. That is my end index. That is not my start index. My start index is default, which means either the start of the string or the end of the string, depending on the step value. So what Tushar did, he started here, which is the right thing, and then you go till 4. So what is 4? But remember, we are doing with -2. So of course, the first start of index has to be printed. That's how you got Ankit. Then -2 means you're skipping this. So you're getting 4. And again, this is nothing to do with tuple or anything list or anything. This is a basic indexes concept that we were talking the other day. And then another -2, which means you go here. Why do you stop here? Because your stop index is 4, which is right here. So you do not go any beyond. If I do this, it will change. Do you know what it will print now? Guys. So are you guys understanding this or you're still getting confused? We spent a lot of time on this. Did everybody understood the output here? Is there anybody who did not understand? Guys, either yes or no. There has to be one answer, right?
No, yeah. So the problem is since so this line number 13 where you say that the starting or the ending value is 4. So we started subtracting from the index 4. That's why we got the wrong values. Yeah, but we should have done it from the end of the string.
That's the thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, I'm repeating this again. You have to practice it. If you don't practice it, you won't be able to solve stuff like this. And I've been telling this since day one. The more you practice the basic stuff, this will keep going on and on and on. We have not even added any complexity here. I did not even added a tuple within a tuple, what Ravi was asking. Oh, sorry, Siva was asking, or one of the guys was asking. I'm sorry, I forgot. So you're still getting confused. So you guys have to start practicing. Otherwise, I'm coming here and I'm telling you, of course, you can see this and you can understand when I tell it, but that's the whole idea. You don't, unless you do it yourself. I forgot, I think Najam was asking the other day, when it starts to implementation, you guys would not be able to do it. You can understand this code now very well because I explained it. And I think I explained this like maybe 10 times. But you guys have to start practicing. So again, go with those resources that I've shared. And for all those people who do not know, please ask somebody, maybe Tushar, you can help us. You've been there from starting, right? So
Yes.
practice from those websites. It's going to help you. Again, I am just telling you this because I want all of you to be great programmers. It's up to you whether you want to take it or not. But if you want to really excel in it, that is a good thing. The moment somebody said the answer Shriram or Namrata, right? I knew it. You guys are going from here. And the moment Tushar said Ankit, I was like, okay, this guy is giving me the right answer. I did not even worry about the answer. I did not calculate it myself because I knew his logic is right. And once your logic is right, you don't have to worry about the right or the wrong answer because that's what Python does for you. If we have to do everything. So understand the logic, guys. That's what I've been saying since day one. understand it and keep it in your mind. And the way it will set in your mind is the more you practice. All right. So let's go ahead with more stuff in tuples. So now I want to ask you guys, how can we use some, well, we already checked positive and negative indexes, so that should be good. What else can we do? So if there's an in operator, something called as in, which is also called as in operator in Python language. This is something new. I don't know if it exists in Java, but it doesn't exist in C++. So what it does is basically it's a very short form of checking if a value exists in whatever is next to your in. It could be a list, it could be anything, any data type. So it will basically return either a true or a false. It's as simple as that. So now if we wanted to see that if a particular item exists in this particular tuple or not. So I know we haven't done if conditions and all, but this is a very simple thing. So if, what was my value? If,
In operator we cover, I think, Ankit. It's for find operator.
oh, we
we
did?
told.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I might have covered. Okay, so then it's the same thing, but it's just that if we haven't covered, right? If and else. If in tuple one, if Ravi in tuple one, what do we do? Print. Yes. So I know we haven't talked about if, but if conditions, but we'll talk about it. See, because Ravi exists. Now I'm just gonna do this. Do you think it will still print yes?
It will be print false now. Means nothing will be printed.
Yeah, nothing, because we don't have else. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Yep, see. The reason being it's case sensitive. So remember guys, I told you in the strings class, right? Anything that's within this quotes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even know what is inside. It just blatantly goes character by character. So the moment it sees there's no R itself, it doesn't even check AVI. So that is something for you guys to remember. So, but that is the whole idea of the in operator. In means, so it is going to take this item on your left and is going to check the item in the right. This could be a list also. It remains the same. Nothing changes. So it'll go one by one. Ravi exists. No, 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 no for all this. Okay. So it won't print yes. And that's how if works. But we'll talk about if more in detail. So that is how you check if a item exists in a tuple or not. Same thing if you want to check if the item exists in a list or not. We just follow the same concept. So that is your in operator, simply put. Nothing much there, but it's a very helpful operator, and we'll see when we go into for loops. It's used like every other time. So now I told you that lists are immutable, right? And we even saw an example. Where did it go? I think I removed it. Basically, I tried to change the value Namrata to something else, and it gave me an error right here. Tuple 1 to Siva, and it gave me an error. Now, if I said there is a way to change the value of Namrata to Siva, can anybody tell me how we'll do it? Although I just proved that they are immutable. Or can you give me the logic? Forget the program for it.
Can copy that tuple to the another one.
Okay. So you're saying tuple 2
Equal to tuple
equal to
1.
tuple 1.
No, but
Okay.
again that will be.
And you're saying tuple 2 of
No,
what was
not
it? 2?
not like that. We cannot do it because again that will become the tuple only.
Yeah, that's correct.
We use typecasting.
Now give me the answer. Like how do I do it?
Tuple 2 equal to what is that? List of tuple 1,
Okay.
and then we can change that value.
Okay, that's one idea. Does everybody think that would work, or do you think it'll be an error also?
No, that will work.
That will
We'll
work.
typecast it to the list.
Okay, so let's see. So you're saying tuple 2, sorry, it's right here. So you're saying tuple 2 equal to list of tuple 1. This is what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then tuple 2 of 2 equal to Siva, right?
Yeah.
That's what you meant?
Yeah.
It should work. See, it did change Namrata to Siva. So guys, this is the internal way of or this is one way where you can do the same thing with Python also. But essentially, did we change the functionality of tuple? Now, this is the interview question. Did we really prove that tuple can be changed here?
No.
Yes, exactly. Because look at the output. What is it? Even though it changed Namrata to Siva, but what
Become
else
list.
did it do? Exactly. It made it as a list. So initially or internally, this was stored as tuple. But if you, even though you were able to change the element in the list, sorry, this element in the list, but you are not able to change the original tuple. Because if you look at this print tuple2, what are we getting? Look at these brackets. We are getting it
So
as a
this
list
just square
because we
bracket, yeah.
had to convert it as a list. So there are two interview questions here. One, can you do that? Of course, yes. You can do it. Typecasting, as somebody was saying, or basically simply put, you can convert it into another element type, which is list here, because list is mutable. And then you can do this and you can print it. So the output is what you wanted, but the second question is, did you really change the tuple behavior? No, we did not, because the original tuple is still the same and we changed it into a list. So that was good. Now, I said we can also, did I say we can delete a list? Did we talk about it? Or what is the way to do it? I think we did not, but anyways.
Yeah, delete and replace. Replace we talk about, but
Okay, we
delete we
didn't.
didn't.
Okay. Okay, yeah, delete is just another keyword which will delete the whole thing from the memory. But the idea about is how do we delete a tuple? So in order to do that, it's the same thing. Delete tuple 2. Do you think this will work? Anybody thinks it won't work? I mean, don't worry about this part. I'm telling you, delete is a del is a keyword. Will it delete the tuple?
Yeah, it need to. I mean, it will. If the
Nope.
delete keyword is.
So let's see. I didn't print anything, so what it's gonna do? Sorry, it did not. Why is it saying tuple 2 is not defined?
It deleted, na? That's why. Maybe it is not.
Exactly. Ah, you're smart. So did you guys notice this? Here it printed tuple 2, but it says the moment you do a delete, it says tuple 2 is not defined. That is the use of the delete keywords. You have to be very, very, very careful. I did not expect that answer so soon. I wanted people to think, but that was good thinking, Tushar. So you guys understood what happened here? Even though we had values in tuple, actually this is a list, not a tuple. We're just using the word tuple 2. But because we gave a del tuple2, the print statement says tuple2 is not defined because there's no tuple2 in the memory anymore. It already deleted. So be very, very careful when you are using del keyword. What if you really wanted tuple2 to not have any values? What else could you have done? Can you do something like this? Do you think this will work?
No,
Okay, so
No.
what to do?
because you can't change the value of the tuple now.
That's good. But I think it will work in this case because remember we converted it to a list. But the idea was that only I actually wanted to do tuple once, so I'm glad you got it. So remember, guys, you cannot do this for a tuple. So you have to use, if you want to ever delete a tuple, you have to use del keyword. And the del keyword, what it does is it completely removes it. So you cannot use that again in the same program. You can use it in a new program, or you can reinitialize it to some new value, and then you will be able to print it. So this is just, you have to be very, very careful, because this is going to raise an exception or an error, basically name error, that name tuple is not defined or no longer exists, something like that. Now we've seen append and remove, all those in list, right? So I'm going to put this under comments here. So it's simple, the same way. Let me take the same tuple. Okay, it's already there, right? So what we can do, tuple1 dot append. Can I do, is I'm already there? No, right? Can I do this? Do you guys think this will work?
Yeah, this will work.
Okay, print tuple1. Let's see. It did not. It says tuple1 doesn't have an append. We did check it was append only in list, right? I think it's the same word only
Yes.
here. So why is it not working here? Let me see what VS Code has to say. Am I using the wrong spelling or something? It's the same.
It is immutable now. We cannot change anything. No?
We are adding now.
Oh, so actually he's right. We cannot do it. Even I thought we could do it though. We cannot do it because it is immutable. Although I thought you can do it.
I
Let's see
thought
if
that
the remove.
existing element.
Let's see what happens with remove. Let's see what happens with pop. Does it have pop? It should have pop. Yeah, same thing. So I'll get back to you guys on this. I think there is a way to remove and add. Well, let me see.
Yeah, there must be. Or maybe
Yeah,
we can try that tuple dot add, tuple1 dot add.
that will work. That is
Go back.
concatenation. Concatenation is different because remember
No.
you are not.
Yeah. Concatenation is different. Yeah.
Yeah, this should work. You're saying this, right, Tushar? So tuple1
Yeah,
plus
but
tuple2.
Ankit, but if append is not working, then in that case concatenation also need not to work.
Yeah, unless we
No,
are.
but I'm not saying in printing. I'm saying like tuple3
No,
is
it's
equal
list.
to if we
It will
say
work.
That might also work. The reason being because you're putting it in a different tuple. Print
okay.
because tuple3 doesn't exist, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Tuple3. Let's see. It did, yeah. So yeah, concatenation was surely work, but I thought. Okay, I'll research on it and get back to you. Maybe I'm confused with something else. I read something else.
So, Ankit,
But
in this
anyways,
case means tuple1's
yeah,
define is we cannot change
yeah.
anything. Means we
The
cannot
reason
add
here is,
any.
Tushar. No, the reason here is we're not changing anything in tuple1. Neither are we changing in tuple2.
No, no, I'm not
So
saying like that. Means we
if you
cannot miss. Suppose I define the tuple with the 4 records, and later any other record is coming, then we cannot append it as well.
yeah, technically we cannot because it's immutable. But I thought there was a way, and other than what we just discussed about typecasting, and it should do it. But this should give you an error. Tuple2 equal to tuple1 plus tuple2. So even this happened. See, concatenation is working on tuple2. So that means it's allowing to add values. That's why I thought add and remove is allowed because we're not changing the value. Changing is not allowed. So basically 1 cannot be changed to 5 or 6. Same thing 2. But what we are doing is we are adding elements. So that's why I wanted
But
to see
index.
why didn't.
Yeah, but index also changing, right?
Yeah, index will change. That's fine. Index can change, right? You cannot change the value inside it. That is what is meant by immutability.
But that value index is going to change.
Yeah, that will change.
Yeah, if you append something else in between, the existing value index is going to change, right? That may be the problem.
Maybe it's add. I don't know if add exists. Yeah, I'll research on it and I'll get back to you guys. But that's a good one. I'll find it. Okay, so we've done delete. So, okay, the other day, remember I was talking about packaging and unpackaging? So I said we'll deal more about it when we come to tuples.
Yes, yes.
So
Tuple.
it's very
No, we are
simple.
not. We are not aware of that. Yeah.
So yeah, you might probably were not in that training session. So we discussed it, I think maybe 3 or 4 sessions ago. But anyways, we'll talk about it in a lot more now. So there's a concept called packing and unpacking in Python. What it means is, so let me first show you what is packing in simple terms. Forget about tuple. So basically it means this: ABC is equal to 1, 2, 4. So this basically means my A will have 1, my B will have 2, and C will have 4. This is called packing variables. This is a concept similar in only in Python. So if you were to print this, it will give you all 3 values. See? So this is a way, and this is like indefinite. You can go as long as you want. But the point that I showed that day was this. This is very important. This will not work. And see the error, not enough values to unpack. And that's what I said, we'll talk about unpacking. So this is packing, but we'll talk about unpacking what it is now. But the error itself suggests that you have more values than the variables. So simply put, this is called packing. But now let's talk about packing and unpacking in tuples. This is a very important concept, and this is another interview question. So give me an idea of a tuple. Let me take tuple 4 equal to, I'm tired of taking names. Any other idea? Let's take name of cities: Boston, New Delhi, Mumbai. Okay, so let me call it cities. Now basically what it means is that this is a tuple. So in simple terms, packing a tuple means putting values into a variable. So this is simply called packing of a tuple, or you can say you're packaging all these values into one variable using the curly bracket, so that becomes a tuple. Now what unpacking means is, if there was a way to get these values into individual variables. So right now, how do we access it? Using cities. 0, right, will give you Boston. Cities 1 will give you this. Cities 2 will give you New Delhi. But if there's a way to get these, well, there's a longer way that you can do cities 0 equal to, city 1 equal to New Delhi. So I don't know if you guys are understanding what I'm saying. Let me write it down. So this is a lengthier way of doing it.
Cities of 1 like
Cities
that.
of
Yes.
0. So then city 1 will have Boston, right?
Yes.
Similarly, if we did this, city 2 equal to 1, and if we did this, so now my city 1, city 2, city 3, if I print them, they will give me Boston, New Delhi, Mumbai, right? So this is a lengthy, and this is called unpacking. So I'm unpacking now each and every value into a variable of its own. But Python gives you a very, very smart way of doing it. And that, so let me keep this in comment so that you can understand. And if you remember, it is actually following the same concept here. So now what we can do is city 1, comma, city 2, comma, city 3, right? We can do something like that equal to cities. So if I do this, am I doing the same thing as here? See, if I give cities, so cities will print the whole thing, right? All 3 of them. If I give 3 variables following this concept, do you think it will have what I want? Cities 1 equal to Boston, city 2 equal to New Delhi, and city 3 equal to Mumbai. Oh, I keep Boston here, keep a simple name. Pune. What do you guys think? Will this be an error or will this work?
No, so all city 1, city 2, city 3 have 3 elements: Pune, New Delhi, Mumbai.
Okay, so you're saying they all will have the 3 elements. That's quite a good answer. Now, so I won't waste any more time.
No,
So
it
simple thing
should
is,
be the same.
if you do this, that's city 1, city 2, city 3 equal to cities. This will unpack all these into these 3 variables. And this is called as unpacking a tuple. Just remember one thing, guys. This has to be a this curly brackets, and this has to be a tuple. If one of them is not working, one of them is not there, it won't work. So let's see for yourself. See, I got individual elements, Pune, New Delhi, and Mumbai. So this is nothing but called unpacking of a tuple. So the way you define a tuple is called packing. And if you wanted to unwind it and put the values of the tuple inside individual elements, this is called unpacking a tuple. Now you might think this is a simple thing, why is it needed even? So think of it when you are dealing with large tuples. So again, the same thing. Let's say you were dealing with an employee database. So an employee database could have a lot of things: his name, his employee ID, his age, his location, and they're all different data types, right? One is number, one is float, one is integer, one is the string, and something could be in the list also. You never know. For example, address or something, the huge addresses. So how would you now, if you wanted just to use his address? So there, of course, there's a way you can just use the indexing concept, but there's another way that you can define a range of cities here, and you can just put equal to, or not city, sorry, range of elements here, and put equal to that a tuple. So what will happen is, and this you will understand more when you go to for loop, you can run a for loop on these elements or items, and you can find out that particular item which has the address. So that is the use of unpacking of a tuple, or essentially saying breaking the tuple into its individual elements. That's all packing and unpacking is. So did you guys understand the concept?
Yeah. Okay. So Ankit, means we can unpack it in the way like that as well, means as we are printing that cities and
Mhm.
0, 2 like that.
Yeah, it's
Means,
the same thing.
there is list of 10 tuples. We just want to take 2 or 3 elements.
Correct. So right now you're able to do it because you see there are 3 elements, right? But
Yes.
let's say there are 1,000 elements or 1 lakh elements. Then, well, 1 lakh I have never seen, but let's say there are 1,000 elements. So that becomes a problem, right? How much lines of code you're going to write. So then what you do is you write a for loop basically, where you start from for 1 to the going to the from 0 to add length -1, and then you start unpacking all of them into, let's say, item of 1, 2, 3, 4 and stuff like that. Then that is an easy way to do it, because you don't know what is there on the 50,000 element, right? Sorry, 5,000 element
Yes.
or something like that. And again, this is just another way. You can, of course, do it like this, or you can do it like this. The reason I was explaining this is because it's an interview question. Most of the times they ask you what is packing and unpacking in a tuple. And also, I'm going to explain you one more thing before we close it. We are already 20 minutes late. So, but did everybody understood this? Because the next thing I'm going to explain is based on this. I'm already giving you a hint, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going back to a very simple thing. Do you think this is a tuple? Does anybody think that? Type of A.
Yeah, it's a tuple.
It is a tuple. Why? Because it's inside this.
That
Okay,
curly bracket.
so now I'm going to remove this. And what do you think now it is?
Integer now.
It's an integer. Yes, that's correct. Class int. Do you think this will give me an error, or what is this? Okay, let's first see. Okay, no, let it be like this. Think about it, guys. Do you think this will be an error?
It should need to be that error because it is not an integer nor a string.
Let's see. It says it's a tuple. Wow. How?
Since
All we have
it
learned
did
is
the
this is an
process
integer
of,
so far.
oh yeah, it did the unpacking.
Exactly. So the reason this worked is because even though there was no comma b here, because there was no value also after that.
Yeah.
So guys, all, and this is actually the interview question, which is related to packing and unpacking. So they ask you this question, and most people have mucked up the answer that this is, and that's, I'm talking from my experience. They say, oh, that's a tuple. But then I ask, how can you explain it? Then everybody's like, well, I learned it. This is one comma is always a tuple. One element with a comma is always a tuple. Same thing, you can do this also. It will still be the same. But that is the whole point. The concept behind is that you are unpacking the elements. Now, the reason it is not giving you an error here is because, like we saw, right? If it was nothing, then it is taking it as integer, which is a straightforward case. But the moment I put a comma, the interpreter thinks this is a tuple and I am trying to unpack it. So the way it works is there's no second element here, and that's why there's no second element here. So that is a perfect way of defining a tuple or unpacking a tuple. Actually, we are not defining a tuple here, we are unpacking a tuple. That is the whole idea behind this whole concept. So this is how packing and unpacking works. The reason this didn't error out was because there was no a comma b. Otherwise, it would have errored out because there's no value for b here. Again, it would have said the same thing. Unpacking cannot be done because there's no element on the B, what we discussed here. Remember, guys? See?
Ankit, do we
Expected
have
to,
this?
got one. Yeah,
Yeah,
Namrata.
do we have this packing and unpacking concept in lists?
So I was hoping somebody's going to ask me that question, and I'm glad you asked me. Let's do one thing. You guys are going to try it and send it and tell me if it exists in list or not. It's simple, right? You can write a simple code with and try it. And you guys are going to tell me on Monday. That is a small assignment for you. It's an easy assignment.
So Ankit, tomorrow we
Yeah.
have session or not?
No, yeah, tomorrow I think I'll take a break. We had a long
Okay,
session
yeah, no
yesterday, and
problem. Yes.
yeah, today also we had a long one.
Yeah, no problem.
So unless you guys have any questions, I can take up questions. That's not a problem. But I'm feeling that you guys are hardly practicing, so I want you guys to have the weekend and practice it. And I
Yes.
understand work comes and everything happens, so that's a normal thing. So guys, this is how this will work. Unless you understand all the basic concepts here, you would not be able to go ahead a long way. As what I think. So even when I read this first, I was like, okay, I'll remember this. I still have a post-it somewhere on my desk in my office which says this. This is a tuple. And one day when I was actually interviewing a person, I asked him this question, and he was like, yeah, this is a list. And then I thought, okay, why was he able to answer so fast? Let me ask him if he knows what is the concept behind it. Until then, I didn't even know unpacking and packing. So he was not able to explain me. And then I thought, okay, let me dig deep in it and see what happens. So understand the concept, guys. That's all I've been saying since beginning. And then everything becomes so easy. All right, guys, any questions on tuples? I think we are rest everything remains same, whatever we have discussed. I'm not going to repeat it with more examples. That's just a waste of time. You can do whatever you want to do. But as long as you understand the basic indexes and slicing, I still see you guys, except for Tushar, are still getting stuck. So please practice this a lot, because these questions will keep popping up, and then one day will come where you will be again confused and you'll have to go back to the original video. So it's better you start practicing and you start understanding the concept itself or the logic behind it. All right, any questions on tuple before I wind off?
I think we are clear. I think.
Perfect, sounds good.
Yeah.
So I'll see you guys on Monday. If there's anything, just ping me on WhatsApp. And if you guys get stuck, just put it on the WhatsApp. Everybody will help each other. And if nobody's able to answer, then I'll take a look at it. And I'm still working on the videos. I think I would be able to do it tomorrow. But going forward, guys, whatever link I share, please download it right then and there, because every time I won't be able to spend this much of time and download. It's not easy. I have to go back to that link and download it from the beginning and then upload it. So go ahead and keep downloading, please. All right, guys, I'm gonna close it now. Take care. Have a good weekend. Stay safe.
Yeah. Happy
Bye.
weekend.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Happy weekend.
Thanks, Ankit.
All. Bye.
Bye. Bye. You guys too.